That Friday night, as I watched the lottery drawing on television, my heart began to beat wildly. 1 to 7, 14, 23, 31, 42. The exact numbers I had been playing for 20 years. I had won $10 million. I ran to the kitchen, reached for my purse to get the ticket, but the purse was empty, and at that moment I heard my son's voice, "I'm sorry, Mom, you didn't win. You bought the wrong ticket." But I knew one thing. I had photographed the ticket. My name is Violet Thompson. I'm 71 years old, and I live in a small house in the town of Riverside that my husband Edward left me 15 years ago. I'm a retired elementary school teacher. My salary isn't much, but I manage. After my husband died, my only son Thomas and his wife Sarah supported me a lot, or so I thought. Every Wednesday I go to Mr. Miller's market on the corner of town. I've been following the same routine for 20 years. Milk, bread, vegetables, and a lottery ticket. I always play the same numbers. 1, 7, 14, 23, Edward's birthday, our wedding anniversary, and Thomas's birthday. Meaningful numbers. Mrs. Violet, the same numbers again? Mr. Miller would laugh every week. "One day they'll come up, Samuel," I'd tell him. "I've believed for 20 years. Faith is a beautiful thing," he'd say with a smile. That Friday, I went to the market as usual. I bought my ticket, paid Samuel, and just as I was leaving, an idea came to mind. I took out my phone and photographed the ticket. Why? I don't know. Maybe I was getting old and afraid of forgetting. Maybe instinct. But that photo would save my life. When I got home, Thomas and Sarah had come to visit. Thomas, 45 years old, a real estate consultant, or so he said. But business hadn't been going well for the past 2 years. Sarah, on the other hand, was always complaining. "Mom, Violet, this house is so old, it's so expensive to repair. Maybe you should move to a smaller place," she'd say often. I would smile each time. "This house is my home, Sarah. Edward lived here. Thomas grew up here. I can't leave it." That Friday night I was preparing dinner in the kitchen. Thomas was watching TV. Sarah was busy with her phone. At 8 o'clock the lottery drawing began. "Mom, did you play the lottery again?" Thomas called from the kitchen. "Yes, son. Every week, you know." "Waste of money, Mom. You've been playing for 20 years, you've never won." "This week could be different," I said hopefully. The host began drawing the numbers. First ball, 1. My heart started pounding. Second ball, 7. My hands began to tremble. Third ball, 14. My breath caught. Fourth ball, 23. Fifth ball, 31. Sixth ball, 42. "I won," I screamed from the kitchen. "I won, I won." Thomas came running. "What? Mom, what are you saying?" "The numbers, my numbers, they all came up." Sarah also got up, her eyes wide open. "Seriously, are you sure?" "I'm sure. Look, 1, 7, 14, 23, 31, 42. My numbers." Thomas looked at the television. The numbers were glowing on the screen. His face went pale. "Mom, where's the ticket?" "In my purse," I said excitedly. I ran to the kitchen. I opened my purse. I searched my wallet. But the ticket wasn't there. "It's not here," I said in panic. "It should be here. I always keep it in my wallet." Thomas and Sarah looked at each other. A strange look. "Mom, maybe you dropped it? Or maybe you forgot to buy it this week." Thomas said. "No," I said. "I bought it. I got it from Mr. Miller. Wednesday, as always." "Mom, you're getting old," Thomas said softly. "Sometimes you forget. Remember last week you couldn't find your keys either." "But I bought the ticket," I insisted. "I swear I bought it." That night we searched the whole house. Every drawer, every corner, every wallet, every pocket. But the ticket wasn't there. At 11 o'clock, Thomas and Sarah left. "We're sorry, Mom," Thomas said as he left the door. "But I think you forgot the ticket this week. You're remembering wrong." When the door closed, I collapsed on the floor and cried. 20 years. I played the same numbers for 20 years. And when I finally won, the ticket was missing. But toward morning, unable to sleep, I was looking at my phone. I went into my photo gallery. And that's when I saw it, the ticket photo. The photo I took Wednesday when I left the market. I zoomed in on the screen. The numbers were clearly visible. 1 to 7, 14, 23, 31, 42. And most importantly, the ticket number, LT 7734829. Date November 16, 2023. Point of sale, Miller's Market. I had proof in my hands. At 7 a.m., I called Samuel. "Samuel, it's Violet. I need to ask you something. you sold me a lottery ticket on Wednesday, right? Of course, Mrs. Violet. Just like every week. Do you have it in your records? Because I lost the ticket. Of course, every sale is recorded on the computer. Let me check. Yes, here it is. November 16th, 3:37 p.m. Ticket number, LT77348829. I felt relieved. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you very much. Then I went to the Lottery Center website. I checked the winning numbers. I entered the ticket number, LT77348829. A glowing green message appeared on the screen. Congratulations, this ticket has won $10 million. My hands trembled. I cried, but not from happiness, from fear, because the ticket was missing, and whoever found the winning ticket could use it within 180 days. In the afternoon, Thomas came. He had flowers in his hands. Mom, you were so upset last night. I wanted to get you something. Thank you, son, I said, but my voice was cold. Mom, I know you were disappointed, but maybe this is a sign. Maybe you shouldn't play the lottery anymore. Unnecessary expense. Maybe you're right, I said, watching him. But there was something in his eyes, a sparkle, a mystery, as if he was hiding a secret. That week, Thomas and Sarah visited every day with an excuse. Mom, we wanted to see you. Mom, don't be alone. Mom, we made you dinner. But I knew. They were waiting. 10 days later, Thomas bought a new car, a shiny black Mercedes. Son, this car is very expensive. Where did you get the money? I asked. Business is good, Mom. I made a big sale. But when I looked into his eyes, I knew he was lying. 2 weeks later, Sarah wore a new diamond necklace. Very beautiful, Sarah. Looks expensive. Thomas gave it as a gift. He got a work bonus. 3 weeks later, they moved from their old apartment to a villa in the city's most expensive neighborhood. Mom, come see our new house, Thomas said excitedly. The villa was magnificent. 5 bedrooms, large garden, pool, elegant furniture. What kind of house is this, son? I said in amazement. This costs at least $2 million. We took out a loan, Mom, long-term investment, but I knew it wasn't a loan, it was my money, my $10 million. That night when I got home, I made a decision. I needed to go to a lawyer. The next day, I made an appointment with the best lawyer in town, Rebecca Harrison, a woman in her 50s, with sharp eyes, experienced. Mrs. Thompson, how can I help you? I told her everything. The lottery ticket, its disappearance, Thomas's new car, new house, my photo. Rebecca listened carefully, then examined the photo. Can you prove the authenticity of this photo? Yes. Samuel has records. Also, phone metadata shows the date. Has your son admitted to stealing the ticket? No. He told me you didn't win, Mom. You bought the wrong ticket. Rebecca frowned. This is complicated. If he cashed the ticket and took the money, and you have proof, you can file a theft lawsuit. I want to file, but you should know that this can turn into a very ugly case within the family. I know, I said determinedly, but I worked for those numbers for 20 years, and my son made a fool of me. I want what's mine. Okay, Rebecca said. First, we need to get an official document from the Lottery Center. Second, the sales record from Mr. Miller. Third, phone metadata. And finally, we'll examine all of your son's financial activities for the past 2 months. Within 2 weeks, everything was ready. Rebecca sent a letter to Thomas. Mr. Thomas Thompson, on behalf of my client Mrs. Violet Thompson, we are giving you legal notice regarding the theft of lottery ticket number LT7734829, dated November 16, 2023. We have ticket photos, sales records, and evidence. If you do not return the $10 million within 10 days, a lawsuit will be filed. When Thomas called, he had gone crazy. Mom, what does this mean? Are you suing me? Thomas, I said calmly, you stole the ticket. You lied to me saying you didn't win. You spent my money. The money wasn't yours, Mom. You lost that ticket. I didn't lose it. You stole it, and I have proof. What proof? There's nothing. There's a ticket photo, Thomas. I took it when I left the market. Date, time, number, everything's there. There was a long silence. Mom, please, don't do this. I'm your son, and you stole my money. We needed the money. We had debts. You're old. What are you going to do with that money? That's my decision, Thomas. My money, my life. Mom, if you file a lawsuit, we'll lose everything. The house, the car, everything. Maybe those were things you needed to lose. I hung up the phone. 3 days later, Sarah called. She was crying. Mom, Violet, please, forgive Thomas. He made a mistake, but we all make mistakes. Sarah, he deliberately deceived me. He deliberately stole my money. But he's your son. How can you sue your own son? How do you rob your own mother, Sarah? Ask Thomas that. When the court day came, we were in the Riverside Court Hall. Thomas and Sarah, with their expensive lawyers on one side, me and Rebecca on the other side. The judge was a serious woman in her 60s. Judge Patricia Coleman. Rebecca presented her evidence: ticket photo, Mr. Miller's sales record, phone metadata, Lottery Center's official document, Thomas's financial activities for the past 2 months. Thomas's lawyer objected. Your Honor, my client found the ticket on the ground. He thought it didn't belong to him. On the ground, Rebecca said. Then why did he tell my client Violet Thompson, you didn't win, Mom? If you found it on the ground, why don't you mention that you found it in your mother's house? Thomas's lawyer couldn't answer. The judge turned to me. Mrs. Thompson, I understand you're suing your own son. This is a very serious decision. Are you sure? I'm sure, Your Honor, I said. I was a teacher for 40 years. I taught children honesty. I taught right from wrong. When my own son defrauded me, I cannot remain silent. The judge nodded, then turned to Thomas. Mr. Thompson, did you steal your mother's ticket? Thomas swallowed. He looked at his lawyer, then he looked at me. There was regret in his eyes, but it was too late. I only, yes or no, Mr. Thompson? A long silence. Yes, he mumbled. The courtroom fell silent. Louder, please. Yes, Thomas shouted. Yes, I stole it. Okay? Yes, but I needed it. I had debts. She's old. She doesn't need that money. Mr. Thompson, the judge said coldly, your mother being old is not an excuse to rob her. This is theft, and theft within the family is an even more serious crime. She gave her verdict. Thomas would repay the entire $10 million to me, plus legal fees and interest, and 2 years of court supervision. As I left the courthouse, Thomas approached me. Mom, a son doesn't defraud his mother like this. Mom, please, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Is sorry enough? I'm 71 years old, Thomas. How many years do I have left? And you, in those precious years of mine, made a fool of me. You lied to me saying you didn't win, Mom. You stole my money and bought a new car, new house, new life. And what did I do? I raised you, gave you everything. I know, Mom, I'm very sorry. Regret doesn't change what you did. Without looking back, 6 months later, the court order was implemented. Thomas paid back the money he took. He sold the villa, the car, everything. He returned to his old life. And me, I built a new life. With the $10 million, I established a charity, Elderly Rights Foundation, a foundation that comes to the aid of elderly people who are defrauded and abused by their children. Every week, I go to Mr. Miller's market, but I don't play the lottery anymore. Mrs. Violet, won't you try your luck anymore? Samuel asks. Samuel, I say with a smile, I already won, not just the money, but my dignity too. One day there was a knock at my door. I opened it. It was Thomas, but this time there were no flowers, no luxury car, just eyes full of remorse. Mom, I know you won't forgive me, but I wanted to tell you something. Every night I think about what I did, and every night I realize how stupid I was. For $10 million, I lost you. No amount of money in the world is as valuable as the moments I spent with you. But I realized it too late. I looked at him. His hair was starting to turn gray. Deep lines were on his face. He was no longer that arrogant young man. He was a broken man. Thomas, I said softly, I can forgive you, but I can't forget, and I can never trust you again. I know. I just wanted you to know that I'm sorry. I'm really very sorry. That day, I forgave him, but I didn't take him back into my home, because some wounds, even if they heal, leave scars. Now I'm 72 years old. I volunteer at my foundation. Every week I meet with elderly people who have been defrauded like me. I help them. I seek their rights. And every evening, when I return home, I look at my husband Edward's photograph. You were right, my love, I tell him. Money doesn't bring happiness, but honor does. And I chose to live with honor. That lottery ticket didn't just win me money. It taught me what's truly valuable: honesty, honor, and self-respect. And if I went back to that Wednesday today, I would do the same thing again. Photograph the ticket. Because sometimes, the smallest attention saves lives. I'm sharing this story because I know that elderly people are defrauded by families every day, for money, for houses, for inheritance. But I'm calling out to you: protect yourselves, keep documents, take photos, keep records. And I'm calling out to you, children. Even if your parents don't leave you a fortune, they gave you everything for you. Don't use them for money. They are not objects, they are people. Remember, trust, once broken, never repairs, and money cannot bring back a lost family bond, but honor lasts forever.